guys, how's it going? So I didn't end up doing a go live yesterday so soon. It was a public holiday, needed rest. People was peopling. It was nice though. It was nice though. Long chats with people, new directions. Looking forward. Anyways, so what am I talking about? Ah, yes. Being blood is thicker than water. Now, a lot of people will use this term, and it had me interested in the origins of the term and the phraseology and everything. So basically, a lot of people I know use it to, be manipulative and say, you know what, I'm your blood, your family, you know, so you've got to stick by me and all sorts of other stuff. And by blood, they mean, genetic family. However, I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that the origin of the words is, and there's more to it, is blood is thicker than water of the womb, which actually is meant to say, or meant to be, an origin of, is that blood that is spilt by basically brothers in combat, brothers in arms, is thicker and more reliable than genetics. You have more obligation than, just being a part of the lucky sperm club, as it were. And Warren Buffett is really, really into that. I think it's Warren Buffett anyway. His inheritance, his will, as it were, doesn't leave any money to his kids, because he's saying, well, I'm not leaving any money to my kids just because they were born my kids. Just because they're a member of the lucky sperm club, they don't get that. G'day, Lewis. How's it going? And this brought me back to thinking of family and places like, the whole leather pride thing, which is, there's lots of different stories or different, histories that go on with the origins of that. And the actual leather family group, going back to, I think it was like the Vietnam War and all sorts of other stuff. But the expression blood is thicker than water of the womb, I think, goes back further. I haven't checked in on that specifically. But it's the whole thing of having a chosen family, people that you've experienced a lot with, the good and the bad, well, not just the good, the very bad and the ugly things that, your genetic family may or may not know, may or may not accept because of whatever, but these are your family that you've accepted, you've chosen, and you've gone through a heck of a lot with them. And how that reaches into the kink world is that there's a lot of things that people do go through. There's lots of ties with alternate, alternate lifestyles and kink and all that. And a lot of these people go through a lot of things, and they find new family members in the kink world, and they form families. Some based off, as I said, the leather family model, where one thing ties them all together. And for me, it's a rubber family, because while it's still along those basic lines, we're into something like rubber. Well, primarily, we're a lot of other people in the leather family are into leather. Don't get me wrong, I love leather. It's cool as well. I love it. I was actually into leather a lot before rubber, but now rubber is my thing. So, in a rubber family. But to keep going on with it is that even though that you've gone through a lot with people in your rubber family or your chosen family in the kink world, there's certain obligations and things that you must meet. Now, it's not just, they're just my family because I say it's also because, that bond that you go through, going through a lot, life, everything, they get involved in your actual life, not just there because of kink, and they're not just like kink dispensers, or they're just for your convenience. You're also there for them. You've dedicated a good part of your life to them, not just money, not just time because it's convenient, That's the thing. It's yeah, I'm okay, Lou. Just having a bit of thoughts here about, you know, family and what people think of it. Because there's been a lot that, you know, you go through in your genetic family, that you stay there with them because you feel obligated. But then there's also your chosen family, that you stay with them and go through a lot because you choose to, which is an entirely different bond. And a lot of people will say that. Now, I reckon that people, yeah, the whole thing about people not being, you know, the whole convenience of being in a family, as it were, in a kink world, is not just I get to play with you, I get to do kinky things to you. That doesn't make a family. What makes family is going through a lot of stuff, a lot of heartache, a lot of, you know, you'll argue just like you deal with your genetic family, but there's also a lot of joy there, a lot of bad there, a lot of everyday stuff, exciting and boring stuff, just like any other relationships you have in your life and your family. So don't think about it that way. How do you find your chosen family? Have you got a chosen family? You know, I see many people that are in these families because it's convenient for them, but as soon as it's not convenient for them, they find all sorts of excuses. There's plenty of things I've done with my chosen family, not because it's convenient, not because I get things out of it, but because as a family I wanted to see us grow, not because I have no other choice. I have had plenty of other choices, plenty of other things to do, go, see, and I made those choices. And there's plenty of people I see who have no choice, but they say they've got a choice. And I say, well, no, not really, because of your nature, by the fact that you will do the most convenient thing for you, most lazy thing for you, the most thing that will get only you advantageous, and you're using it as an excuse to say, oh, but I'm with them because of this, and I support them because they said, no, that's so not true. I suppose that's the problem with being, you know, was it dark unicorn? You get to see a lot. But anyway, so questions I have that float around in my brain when it comes to blood is thicker than water of the womb is that, do you have a blood family, a chosen family? You don't have to have just the one. You can have different circles and different families, or people you consider family. What are the stuff that you've been through with them? What are the stuff they've been through with you? What makes you family? You know. The other thing is, you know, what are the, I'm not sure it's really a requirement, but, you know, about, you know, you must be so high to be in our family, but you notice the pattern of the people that you surround yourself with, that you call your family, you know, their principles, their ethics, the basis of where they come from, you know, how has that enhanced your life? How have you improved each other's well-being and lifestyle, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And as with all other families, there are rules, there are strictures, there are all sorts of things. But I'll leave that up to you for another time. So, on this bright Thursday, Eka is still on. Who do you consider your family? I mean, you could say family, these are my closest family, like my brothers, my sisters, or this one is more like my cousin that's like 2 times removed or something. You know, family's that in perspective. So check out who your chosen family are, and have a think about that. Anyways, not much to say on that other than, you know, take care of each other and cherish your chosen family. Okay? See you guys.